Okay, hi guys, and welcome to another Tribe Forex Power Hour. I'm Marcello. Today's June 16th, 2014, and we're going to do today what I've done for years, which is an analysis of the markets, evaluation of our strategies, which are based on the 5 p.m. Eastern Time close of our daily bars. So how does it work? What's the formula for success? Well, at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we determine what our daily bias is. Our bias is the most probable direction that price is going to move in at any given time. So we generally have a buy bias, a sell bias, or what we call a consolidation bias. And that means that price is sitting in the middle at that moment, and either it's going to hit a high point, at which point we expect for price to sell off of it, or a low point and we expect for it to buy off of it. If you want to know more about that, go to tribeforex.com. We've got lots of training there for you, and we can help you out with that. Having said that, let's go ahead and take a look at our charts. All right, so I'm going to start with my euro dollar. Euro dollar was actually primed. If any of you have been following me at all, you will notice that you had tremendous opportunity to buy right off this trend line here at the bottom that we set up last week. So last week, Tuesday, Wednesday-ish, let's see, maybe the week before, but certainly last week, Monday maybe, we set up this trend line, 1, 2. You can see here we had tremendous opportunities to make some cash off of this. From the buy here at the bottom when price went to 135.11, and the trend line was at 135.08. Then again, we had another opportunity when price hit the highs here at 135.70. And then another time here when price came to the low of 135.11 when the trend line was at 135.11. Wow, what a beautiful opportunity. See the market move up like that. If you took advantage of those, you made money. In fact, with these 3 days of trading, you could have closed your month, gone fishing, sat out by your pool like I like to do, any number of things. So where are we at right now? Right now we still have what we call, we're still in a consolidation market. And we do have some news tomorrow. We've got news on the pound. We've got news on the little bit of news on the Swiss franc, and we have dollar news. We're looking for core CPI, which should be interesting, could move the market a little bit. But we're more or less going to look for more of a consolidation going forward. Now the question is going to be, we've had so many days of consolidation, so many precise movements. Where's price going from here? So we've got to look for opportunities in the market for where there can be a continuation. So we could see a continuation here. Right now I have to call consolidation because price has maintained and stayed within these constraints. Okay, it's all in here. Okay, over the last 4 or 5 days. Okay, so we're going to be looking for more consolidation until we see otherwise. That's how that works. Unless I see something else on the dollar Swiss, which is inversely correlated to the euro dollar, at which point I'm going to expect to make a call based upon that. But right now it looks like a consolidation bias. Okay, so what I'm going to do from here is look for, and I'm looking at this dollar Swiss, and I can see consolidation bias written all over it. Okay, we've got consolidation here. Once again, let's see if there's anything that we can draw here at all, any other new information that we can have here. And that's about it. I mean, look, there's this that barely juts below. Let's see, it's 89.08, and this is 89.07. Actually, it would be below here. So this is the swing low. And we kind of crossed through it, so there's not an awful lot. There's nothing here as far as that particular trend line is concerned. We've got to look for horizontal support and resistance, and we have it over the last 2, 4, 5 days here on the dollar Swiss. The only thing that we have are the previous lows and horizontal support and resistance. Okay, so if we do have a coincidence of a double zeros or something like that, then that's going to be where we're going to look to. But really it doesn't look like that at all. It just looks like, yeah, maybe 89.50-ish could be a low point that we look toward. Besides that, there's not an awful lot going on here. There's just more consolidation, but bouncing between 0.90 and about 89.70 here on the dollar Swiss, and we're going to look for price to continue to move forward with that. Now the pound dollar has been really looking like it wants to push forward. I think right now we're at the highs. Okay, we are really at the highs. We pushed through 68.50. We're at 69.50. We passed 69.50. Went to 1.70, which is a very, very significant area. We're expecting to see a bounce off of that from price, but it looks like price potentially could want to continue to move up. So I'm going to go to my higher time frames to see what I see what I can find going on here. We don't have a swing high that we can draw from just yet. Okay, that would be relevant here. The only other area of support or resistance I should look for here is really about 71.50, which is where the Bollinger Weekly is. We can take a look at that. That's really our last area of resistance here for the pound dollar. All right, so I'm on the weekly, and that's where price is right now at this particular moment. I'm sorry, the 71.43 is where price is currently, and that's where we're going to look to going forward. The dollar. So, okay, let's talk about this before I move on prematurely. What does it look like here? Well, I can tell you what it looks like to me. It looks like, price really wants to continue moving forward. We have no signs. Here, looking at the weekly, it looks like price wants to break through that point unless it sells off right now where it is. So it's an axiomatic point in the market for us to consider on the pound dollar. It just looks like it wants to continue to move forward unless we see a reversal candle form right now where we are. So tonight, the news, whatever news that we get, that's going to be very, very important news. Okay. As far as the pound dollar is concerned, and then we will have new information. If we get that new information, it's clear what we're doing, then I think that we could really have some money makers. So, because if the market does break through this area of support resistance here, we can look for price to move back to higher levels again. Maybe get another shoulder here up at 192.00, at which point that means the U.S. dollar has really gone down the tank. Okay. And the pound dollar would have to really move forward significantly. So let's go ahead and we'll wait on the rest of this week and see what the market actually shows us on the pound. So I'm going to be quiet on that right now. I'm not going to move. Looking at the dollar yen daily, we do have a consolidation, very clear consolidation here, guys. Beautiful consolidation, if you ask me. And what I'm seeing is 1 to 3 days in that consolidation pattern. Okay, maybe core CPI can bounce it out of that range. But for the time being, it is clearly, it's clearly, we're clearly looking at some form of support and resistance. Based upon what I'm looking at here, I'm going to probably look for a bounce up at 101.73. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a bounce up at about 101.73. That's going to be our area of support in that vicinity. And we're going to be looking for some resistance at 102.10. Okay? And that's what we have as far as that's concerned. Consolidation on the dollar yen. The Aussie dollar, also consolidation clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4 bars within each other here. We do have a nice trend line that we can look to. Now, yeah, we also have another flag to consider as well, flag formation. Take a look at the weekly. We bounced through an area of support and resistance, so we do have upward movement, no doubt, here on the Aussie dollar. See that move up more. Okay, and I'm going to be looking for more support Yeah. Looking for support and resistance here as well. New areas of support and resistance for us to consider on the Aussie dollar here. Okay. And we can look to, all right, so we can look to resistance point 94.30, definitely here. Consolidation, looking at the daily here. Look, I'm going to look for a sell-off of 94.29, a buy-off of 93.50. That looks like what our range is for the time being. I would say 93.50, 93.49. If price ever does make it down to 92.97, then it would be there as well. So those are our areas of support and resistance, guys. Really, I think it's got a better chance of getting up to 94.30 and really selling off from that point, as far as the Aussie dollar is concerned. So let's look for that. Definitely consolidation, whatever. So look for areas of support and resistance to play off of. Same thing on the euro yen. Definitely consolidation here, where we are 1, 2, 3, 4 days of consolidation. Just look to sell off the highs at about 138.50 and the lows at about 137.50, 137.65, those areas. So we're going to bounce between those areas. We don't have a lot of news coming out unless there's some kind of intervention, which does happen from time to time. But we're not looking for that. Pound yen daily, you can see now we've got an inside bar. We had a big move up right before the Bollinger Band here. We got to sell off just a little bit because we are at previous highs here in the market on the pound yen. Looking at this, it's like 173.63, 173.56, 173.44, and here again 173.34. So we actually do have some form of a trend line going here. Yeah. Yeah, that's not it. There it is. And so, guys, basically we're looking for price to move down. We may see price move back up, retest 173.34, and then come back in on the pound yen. So it's consolidation bias for sure. New Zealand dollar, I know I'm saying it again, it's consolidation. I think you can see that for yourself. Definitely consolidation. 86.99, 86.91, 86.98. So we do have a new trend line here. Price clearly broke through this trend line, so I'm going to use it. And so this is our new trend line. We can see price go up to 86.90 perhaps, and then sell off of 86.90. That's actually a good point to look to. We may get down to this 23.0 area. There may not be a ton of movement on the New Zealand dollar and on the Aussie dollar tomorrow. Okay. Dollar CAD, we were looking for price to come down to the trend line at 1.0826. Didn't happen, so I'm going to be looking for 1.0826 again, or 1.0827 for price to come down here, test it, and then move up. That's what I'm looking for on the dollar CAD. Okay, so look for that area. 1.0826 looks pretty strong that there's going to be a move down and then potentially a push back up in that consolidation. Once again, consolidation, guys. So I sound like a broken record, but that's what we got. Consolidation on the euro dollar, consolidation on the dollar Swiss, consolidation apparently. Let's take a look at the daily again on the pound dollar. Not so much on this pound dollar. We're going to wait, see what happens, but it did close within the other bars, so could be consolidation there as well. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. That's the only one I'm not going to call. Dollar yen consolidation, Aussie dollar consolidation, euro yen consolidation, pound yen consolidation, New Zealand dollar consolidation, dollar CAD. We're going to look for consolidation, but we're looking for a buy off of 1.0827. Okay, to be specific. I think the euro's got a very good shot in this. The dollar yen is a very good trade, very clear. I see the pound yen as a clear trade as well, and I see the dollar CAD is pretty clear as well. So of all those, I would go with one of those pairs. Okay, guys, and with that, those are our calls. I look forward to talking to you in our next session of the Tribe Forex Power Hour. All the best.